1,000 horsepower did not make me a better drifter. It made me a worse one. And if you see my last video about my first drift competition, you know it did not go too well. And it made me realize something. I've been trying to run before I can walk. So today, we're parking a 1,000 horsepower monster and going back to the basics. So the first car I got into was this S13 by Team Erratic, and it has 506 brake horsepower, which is mid-range, but still only half of what I'm used to, so I knew it would definitely give me a challenge. And since it had less horsepower, I headed over to a smaller track, Toge de Calmont. And after a few laps, I started to notice that every mistake I made was being amplified. Then I learned that high horsepower cars let you recover from mistakes more easily because of the extra power. Take this run for example. This is the VDC S14, and it has 1,100 horsepower. And as I come into this outer zone, I almost fly off track, but I'm able to save it because of all the torque and power the car has. But in the S13, it's a completely different story. If you come into a corner the wrong way, there's not enough torque or power to pull you out of it. You have to be on point in these lower horsepower cars. And this taught me that the lower horsepower the car has, the more skill you need. They are way better at teaching you the fundamentals, such as weight transfer, how to carry momentum, throttle control, and the proper line. Eventually, I was able to put down a pretty good lap, and here it is. And after putting down that lap, I went to Virtual Stewart to use the replay as a lead run, and I hopped into another S13 by Team Erratic, which is also in the mid tier in terms of power with around 600 horsepower. And on my first lap in the chase position, I tried to use third gear because I'm so used to using third on tracks like this, and it did not work because once again, it did not have enough torque or power, which was causing me to run a shallower line. So for the next lap, I tried using second, which was better, but during the first transition, I hesitated on the throttle, which caused me to fall out of the car's power band. So I went and adjusted my gear ratio, so it would be easier to stay in the car's power band in second. And then the next lap out, I was having the same problem. Then I realized it wasn't the gear, it was my commitment. Let me explain. Since the car has lower horsepower and torque than I'm used to, it was literally forcing me to commit on the throttle. Every hesitation gives the car an opportunity to fall outside of its power band, and it's up to you to commit and stay in it. But too much commitment can lead to you hitting the lead car. So it's about finding that balance in between commitment and patience. And once I learned that, I put down a really good chase run. So after driving both of those cars, I wanted an even harder challenge. I wanted to try to drift a truly low horsepower car. So after scrolling through the thousands of car mods I have, I found this, a Toyota AE86 by Marginal Garage. And it has 192 brake horsepower and 211 Newton meters of torque. And honestly, I've never drifted a car with such low horsepower before. So I knew this was definitely going to give me the challenge I wanted. And the track I headed over to was Ebisu Nishi, and I still don't know if this is the best track to go to. Come over the crest for the first time, I tried to flick it in second, but the gear was too short, so I shifted to third, and the car was barely getting sideways, causing me to cut through the grass. During my next lap, I tried to flick over the crest in third, but since the car is so low on power, it just does not want to go sideways. Then I learned that you need to have a certain kind of finesse when it comes to cars like this. Usually, in a higher horsepower car, I would come over the crest in second and stay in second the whole lap. But in this car, the gear ratios don't allow for that. Eventually, I figured that I should flick over the crest in third and shift down to second near the bottom of the hill. And like the last car, I have to commit, but even more in this car. I mean, constantly having my foot to the floor just so the car can break traction. And eventually, I put down a half decent lap. So all of this brought me to the conclusion that I should start drifting cars with less horsepower. But 192 horsepower is just not enough for me. I think 3 to around 500 or 600 horsepower is the perfect balance. It has enough power to be fun while also helping you sharpen your skills. And if I want to become a pro sim drifter, I need to sharpen my skills. And I'll be documenting my whole process and sharing it with you guys. So like and subscribe, and come back to follow me on my journey.